That did not feel like 15 seconds.
It was. That's what my mom says after she's done with you too.
Oh my God.
You can't make fun of my mom if I set myself up.
Everything is a struggle. Banner 18 is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. The Celtics are officially defending champions. And boy, they looked good, just like us tonight. Unlike Bobby, who clearly did not have a white balance on that camera. I don't know what the fuck is going on there in the old swole room, but
he didn't read the email.
No, he didn't read the email. Neither did Ray. 15 seconds. Yeah, again, it's closer to 3. Definitely want to do some Celtics talk. They look, the Celtics look good. They're the first team to look to repeat since the Durant Warriors. This is not a repeatable NBA anymore, or at least the last half decade or so. More parity in the league, you could say, more stars in the league. But the Celtics look primed to do it in a lot of different ways, starting with the roster, but also led by the one and only Belichickian Joe Mazzulla. This show is half New England sports, half trolling Bobby Vine, and I'm excited for it. I've been drinking.
You said this was your first drink all night.
Yeah, I lied. Let's start off with some opening takes. Ray, you're under suspension. Why don't you start, please?
Thank you there, Richard. I was going to go the beaties, but I decided to be the bigger man. I'm going to talk about the snip-snapping motherfucker that is in Foxborough. That is Jerod Mayo. How can you go from saying that your team is soft to go to the next press conference on Monday saying, oh, just kidding, it was just that game was soft? You're losing the locker room. Your whole organization is a mess. You only have one man to blame. And it's not Jerod Mayo, the snip-snapper. It's Robert Kraft. You got to get a hold of it because obviously you can't do anything without Bill Belichick running that sideline with his twirling his whistle around, being the man. You need some authority figure down there because you are losing this place and it is going to get very ugly for a very, very long time down there in Gillette.
Yeah, real quiet after Monday from Gillette, which is interesting. I have some thoughts on that, but I'll scoot over to Bobby's favorite guy, Joe Mazzulla, with some just a week. In a week's time, had a year's worth of best of sound clips from this guy, and he's exactly what this team needs. He's exactly what New England needs right now. In the absence of Bill Belichick, we have the next best thing in Joe Mazzulla, not letting these Gen Zers rest on the laurels after a championship, coming in, give them something to work for. They haven't won shit. His words, not mine. There's no pressure involved because everyone's going to die. His words, not mine. This is the kind of coach we like in Boston, whether you like it or not, Bobby. He's got a ring on his finger, and they might throw up 63s a game, which is not fun to watch. But he's not going to let his guys rest on his laurels. He's going to make these guys work, and we like that. Joey Maz, he's the best guy for the job right now in Boston.
Don't listen to McPhee. He had a cookie a little bit later, and his blood sugar's all fucked up. He doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. Congratulations, Joey Maz. You figured out how to score, which Tom Thibodeau still thinks that's 1995, and literally refused to defend the three-point line. All-time dumbest coaching move by the New York Knicks last night. The difference between Joey Maz and Jerod Mayo is one simple thing. Joey Maz is stacked with a championship roster, while Mayo isn't. They're both morons. Nothing's changed.
The hate from... It's not going anywhere now. This is what the show does to you too. The spite. You're not going to be. This is how I became the captain of the Mac Jones fan club. You're never going to be able to fall off this. Off of this.
I don't think I'm wrong with my take. I think
you are so fucking wrong. How dare you?
If he becomes the winningest basketball coach of like NBA history, he's so young and just won an NBA title.
He's gonna get like arrested or something.
It's very hard.
He looks crazy. Something's gonna happen. He's gonna get.
arrested. Yeah, no shit. The way he talks too, it's just like, dang.
It's extremely hard to ever be on Ray's side because we take an argument where you said that Joe Mazzulla, championship of the NBA, is the same as Jerod Mayo, the worst team in the NFL. Very easy argument for me. And then Ray comes bumbling in, talking about the most wins of all time by a coach. Like, shut the fuck up, goddamn bottom of the totem pole of dumb. You're digging a hole for me that I can't get out of. He's not Jerod Mayo. That's
maybe
insulting.
If you dug a little more, you wouldn't have the beaties.
Well, I'll dig a little bit more into your mother's ass later tonight. We're going to talk about Celtics opening night for sure. Pat Scraps. We'll do some Patriots talk. We're not going to start the show with Patriots as promised. We're going Celtics first.
Basketball
for sure.
show.
Let's go. C's 10 questions from around the NFL and beyond, plus a little bit more down there in that section, just like Ray's mother's ass. Would you rather from Dr. Big Mac and a Simplest Minds of the Week. Welcome to the Simple Minds Sports Show, Friday Rewind live, October 24th. Welcome to the show. The Celtics are dumb front-running pussies. This is the same team they have been for 4 years running.
Well, my worst nightmare came true. Missoula and Mayo are friends. What the fuck? Apparently, they've known each other since Virginia. They have these docking sessions where they talk about ball and managing people.
I'm on vacation. I'm going to quay all these. I'm going to fucking watch them this week.
Do you say quay?
Is it not quay?
It's Q. It's Q. It's Q-U-E. You idiot.
What happened, Ray? Did you run out of space on your Mac? You had to pull that from whatever fucking VHS tape that was happening? That did
That
someone,
was from 1984, just so
did
you know.
someone record that on a shoe?
That was,
Yeah.
that was banner
That was
14.
That was Banner 12, yeah.
I don't understand how you go from me sending you the exact clip to play at that time to you pulling out a fucking clip, a recording from 1983. How does that happen? This is
I don't know.
Listen, I'm not mad at you because this is the brilliance of the Simple Mind Sports Show. This is what you come here for, okay? Mind-numbing fucking stupidity with no excuse whatsoever.
I have
This
no
is
excuse.
this is
My
it.
fault. It was
And
my
you know
fault.
what? It's relatable. It's relatable. I'm sure we've got two listeners right now, Handsome Wayne and Patrick. In my opinion, both of them are full-on hard R's, but probably statistics says just one. So, yeah, wrong state. Super fan Patrick Mooney said, "I thought I was going to see Larry Bird. Not today. Sorry." There they are, super fans. Handsome Wayne and Patrick Wayne says, "I like turtles." So maybe my prediction is correct. That was the perfect. Patrick. That was the perfect video for our viewing audience tonight, Ray. So thank you for that. Speaking of our viewing audience, if you're watching on YouTube, you're welcome. Beautiful this evening, as always. If you're listening on your preferred podcast platform, please, wherever you're listening or watching, subscribe, rate, review, tell your friends, and as always, tell your mothers. Banner 18, boys, it's Celtics season. God, thank God. I've got my top 5 takeaways from the Celtics opening night. I'm gonna give you my first one because I gotta get off my chest because it didn't come out of my. I did not piss rage for one night since the first week of the NFL season, as the Celtics dismantled the Knicks in a barrage of 3-pointers after a emotional, heart-thumping, dick-throbbing ceremony that put the 18th banner, the league-leading 18th banner, in the rafters of the TD Garden. TD Bank just busted $3 billion for what did they do, Bobby? They embezzled, or you're the banker.
I'm unaware of this TD Bank scandal, so this is
Talk about it. They're all fucking in it together. All
they're all-
yeah, you got
His
me.
pockets are getting heavy over there in Connecticut.
Exactly.
Over there.
Oh shit! I've lost connection. Technical difficulties for Bank Bobby over. Oh, Bank Bobby. How have we not come up with Bobby?
Wow, well done, Bobby the
Thank you
Banker.
very much.
Bank.
TD. What? No, it was drug money. It was laundry.
Yeah, they're
$3 billion.
laundering from the mafia.
Come on, we
weren't
all
they?
money. We all
Yeah,
launder
they're
money.
doing-
Get the fuck out of here.
In one way or another. That's
Nobody cares about that.
Absolutely true. The point I was getting at, I didn't piss rage for a night. How'd you guys just give me your opening thoughts? How much you got to watch it? The game. We'll get into the game. We've got our takeaways here. But just just your general sense of the. Let's start with the ceremony because I don't have anything from the ceremony. You guys get to.
I watched the ceremony. I watched it with my son. I was like, "You gotta watch this. This is very important." You know, he's at that age now. He's 12. He loves basketball. He wants to go to a game. I'm like, "Look at they're getting their rings. The banners going up." He's like, "Well, when are they gonna fucking start playing?" Obviously, he didn't swear, but he's like, "When are they gonna start playing the game?" He didn't care. He didn't give two shits. But I'm like,
the banner was wrinkly.
It was very
wrinkled. Yeah.
Did anybody look at that before they pulled it out of the box that it came in from Amazon? Like that thing was all wrinkled up.
The technology you have to do, you know, like steam cleaner, something to fucking get it all out.
Come on.
Bob Cousy, KG, Paul Pierce.
How high was Paul Pierce, you think?
Oh, constantly high. Constantly high.
I love how he wears the sunglasses just to hide his red eyes.
Yeah. Constantly high.
He's not fooling me.
And a perma skid mark from Mr. Paul Pierce. We love him. We love him.
Anyone that shits their pants on national TV.
Hey,
love it.
Spitfire question. Better Celtic all time, right now, today. Paul Pierce, Jason Tatum.
Paul Pierce.
Jason Tatum.
It's Paul Pierce. He's like second in all-time scoring. You fucking idiot, right? All right, let's do top 5 segment. That was going either way, depending on Ray's answer. I was going.
If I said Paul Pierce, you'd be like, "You fucking idiot! He's young.
Yeah,
Jason Tatum's the guy." You know,
Jason Tatum. He's like the best player in the NBA.
He's the best player in the NBA. You dumbass. 37 points, night one. Fucking stupid. Speaking of Tatum and the best player in the Celtics history, minus Paul Pierce, depending on Ray's opinion on that day. Tatum's shot is real and it's spectacular. But before we get to that, let's let him follow us up on that banner talk. His speech summed it all up.
Man, man, this is special. Honestly, man, on behalf of me, my teammates, the organization, we couldn't have did it without you last year. So let's enjoy this moment together. I can honestly say to the best fans in the world, let's do it again.
Good speech, short, to the point, emotional-ish. I say that, Bobby, because it came to me today. You know who Jason Tatum reminds me of? He reminds me of Tom Brady when they started to let him do commercials. It's when Tom Brady turned into cheesy, unrelatable, like, who is this fucking guy? He's, Tom Brady has now gone to a point of just like he's an alien.
Yeah.
But Jason Tatum's life is scripted. That was a scripted speech that anyone that does public speaking before, you understand your cadences can't be, anticipated. You try to do your natural rhythm a little bit, but that unnatural pause before he said, "Let's do it again," that was rehearsed.
Well, no shit. You want to get the fans going.
Well, okay, but like there are suckers out there that don't believe it's written, like, and look, I bought it. I still got a little chill from him. I like it. He's a fantastic basketball player. All I'm saying, he's a decent actor right now. If he bumps up his acting skills to as good as his basketball skills, the world's his oyster. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I agree.
I think maybe if you put a little bit of time and energy into anything else, he'd be good at it. But clearly he was full of spite after his Olympic snubbing.
Yeah, he came out balls on fire, balls of fury. And, a lot was being made in the last week or so, maybe more. That's when I started paying attention to it because, just to get away from the Patriots. But certainly in the last week, a lot was being made of his shot and the amount of time he was working on his shot and his release and shortening up his release. And you hear a lot of this in the NBA now. We saw Mikal Bridges for the Knicks. Looks like he's never shot the basketball before. He's a prime example of that going the wrong way. Jason Tatum is a prime example of working on your shot in the offseason going the right way. His shot in the post, his 3-point shot specifically in the postseason, but his jump shot and overall, the last couple of years, but really in the postseason where it was noticeable, significantly down. We have the numbers to back that up, but just by watching the game, that short release, that first shot from the arc, from the elbow arc from the three, did it barely touch net, kind of caught the back of the rim, and the rest of his shots for the rest of the night did that. That we haven't seen that from him in a couple years, where a shot looked that pure. And let me just tell you, if he continues that this year, MVP, he's got it, and probably another championship. If he shot like that last playoffs, the Celtics win the championship in fucking 3 games. That he shot so poorly, that was the only reason they lost in the games. So that was a noticeable difference for me right from the jump. First points of the game for the Celtics. All the talk about Jason Tatum, the Olympic shit, the axe to grind. He's working on his shot. Any question mark about that shot, obviously out the window right now. Anyway, go for it, Ray. Your thoughts on
his
Jason
health?
Tatum.
It's his health. He's been battling a wrist injury for 2+ years. He didn't want to go through the surgery because he didn't want to miss any time. So basically, he is now 100% healthy. You can clearly see it. Not playing for USA basketball, sitting on the bench will help that out. I mean, you did go through the finals. You did have a long season, but you had the whole summer off pretty much. Your wrist is finally cured. Like, he finally is like 100%, and you're finally seeing him take that next step into elite level.
I think it's all mental. I think he actually legitimately felt embarrassed over the summer. He was a champion, and he was treated like a chump. I think once he had reached the pinnacle of NBA greatness, and then to be treated like he was by Steve Kerr, that it kind of, once he got back from there, he kind of really dialed in. And I think he's really more mentally dialed in. I think we've always said that he's got all the talents in the world. He's clearly like a physical specimen, but I don't rule out health either. That's a good point by Raymond with his wrist.
Yeah, I think both things are true. The team as a whole, get into Jaylen Brown here in a second, but the team as a whole, specifically Brown and Tatum, who were carrying the weight of failed Eastern Conference Finals, 2022 Finals appearance, all last year they were playing under the pressure and guise of, can they get it done when it matters? And now that monkey's off their back. And in a one-game sample size, with 19,000 people behind you and a banner in the rafters, that game can go a couple different ways. A lot of times it goes the wrong way for the home team hoisting it. These guys came in, whether it's the motivation or the mentality of, we don't have that monkey in our back anymore. We're playing free and loose, and talent's shining through. Either way.
Real quick too, usually it's like a hangover too with that whole banner ceremony. It takes like a half hour, 45 minutes or whatever the hell it is for all those guys to be out there, get your rings, do the pictures, do the speech and all that shit. Usually they come out slow. It's usually a low scoring game, all that kind of stuff. But they came out and they're just like, fuck this. Here we go. Banner 19. Here we go. We know what we got to do now. Let's fucking do it.
Yeah, and they made their shots, which is going to be the key for this team moving forward. It was key for them last year, front-running pussies. Still can kind of stand by that, and they never got pushed. So let's see if they ever get challenged.
You still can stand by that.
See if they ever get challenged. Just real quick to back up the Tatum thing, because I think it's real. I think the shot thing is real, and I think there is a physicality to it, because you could see the change in the release point at a shot. It's quicker. It's at the top. He's not loading up as fast. Those bowed fucking elbows that he has are not loading up as long to get the shot off. Last year, in 2024 playoffs, he shot at 42.7% field goal percentage and 28% behind the line. His average in the playoffs before last year was 35. And he's generally a 36% three-point shooter overall. Last night, came out 14 of 18 from field goal, 8 of 11 from three-point line. If anyone's interested, that's 78% field goal percentage and 72.7 behind the three. He was on fire.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
Couldn't miss. Obviously, that's
like
not
my field goal percentage with Ray's mother's ass.
Boom. There you go. 78%.
There it is.
Generally, I'm 69, but who's to say?
Nice.
Speaking of asses, let's move on to my second takeaway from opening night here with the Celtics, which goes back to my opening take. Joe Mazzulla, the right kind of crazy for this team. He's the exact guy they need. He had so many fucking hits from the microphone behind the podium, but last week to after the game, even in game we could pull out. I pulled out a couple of them. This is not in order, but the one that stood out to me was post game. They asked him about his the ring ceremony. He kissed the floor. He kissed the parquet. As everybody, he's a Rhode Island guy. He grew up a Boston fan.
He's a New England guy. He's a New England guy,
New
just like
England
us.
guy
You know?
in his blood. Bobby hates that about him. He hates everything about him. So he came out. He kissed the parquet in honor of the greats. One of them there in Kuzi, KG, everybody, Bird, Russell. We know the story. So he kissed the floor. And then he was asked about it. He was asked about what the floor tasted like, and he asked what it was like to get his ring. And this is what he had to say.
2 questions. 1, what went through your mind when you were handed your ring? And 2, what did the court taste like?
Blood. Maybe I wish it did. When I got the ring, I don't know. This thing's too big. I don't know why is it so big and how I'm never going to wear it. But it's cool to have. It's kind of what I thought. Yeah, I was more fascinated by the banner because, I come in here every afternoon and take a look at those. And they represent so much. And so the banner was the highlight for me because it represents a lot of things that go into it. And the rafters have a life of their own in this building. And so it was cool. That moment was the coolest.
Bobby, your thoughts?
God, just whenever you ask him a question and the words that come out of his mouth are infuriating. It's mind numbing sometimes. You could ask him a very simple question and you get an answer that is not anything what you would want to hear.
Are you fucking kidding me? What did the floor taste like? Blood, or at least I wish it did.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense. If Jerod Mayo went out and
Jerod Mayo would never win an NBA championship. Jerod Mayo would never win
want to taste blood. You never want to taste blood.
Unbelievable. You two are so.
The fact that no one followed up on the blood comment is ridiculous.
It's poor reporting. I agree.
Yeah, that's why we need press passes.
I'm sorry, Joe. Did you say you, did you say you wanted the floor to taste like blood? Yeah, the blood of my fucking enemies. Skull, bitch.
Like, how don't you respect him for that, Bobby? Like, I know your hatred for him is so high, but you just got to be like when you go to kiss your wife goodnight, just be like, you roll over. You just probably go, I respect Joe. I respect Joe a little bit.
That explains a lot about your lack of sex life.
Yeah. Last thing I saw between you and your wife was definitely not a fucking kiss. Slap. I think I lost my train of thought. The Joe Mazzulla factor is between one of two things. He's a little bit Kyrie. I will agree with you. The fact that he's won a championship and a couple of the next things we have to say, he's got Belichickian in him. And with no Belichick in town anymore, this is what we got. So hop on board. When asked about the pressure of the season, defending the championship, here was his quote. We're all going to be dead soon. It really doesn't matter anymore. So there's zero pressure. You have an opportunity to carry the organization forward, to double down on the tradition and the history of what this organization has. And what else would you expect than someone expecting you to win all the time? It's not pressure, Mazzulla said. There's nothing anyone in this circle, as he points to the media, there's nothing anyone in the circle can do to me that's going to impact my identity and who I am as a person or a coach. We're either going to win or we're not. And 40 years from now, none of you are invited to my funeral. That's it.
God, I love that. That's great.
I like the funeral thing, but here's the Kyrie. Nothing any of you in the circle is going to impact my identity or me as a person. It's like, all right, dude, fucking give it a rest. Jesus
Don't
Christ.
go on Bobby's side. You can't see. Look at him shake his head.
He doesn't like it.
Oh,
he actually
God
doesn't
damn.
like Mazzulla. He's never liked him. I already got him on the don't like Mazzulla thing a while ago.
Look, I like the next thing Joe said. I don't like this, that nothing fucking matters. Like, you guys can't get to us. He plays the media game. Belichick played the media game too, but that was just out of arrogance and like, I'm better than everybody. Joe plays it like in a Kyrie aspect, a spiritual aspect. Like, hey, none of this matters, guys. We're here to play basketball. It's all good, baby.
Spiritual man.
So it's all cool. I go home to my wife room and there are bigger things than basketball. It's like the LeBron. They're big. When he loses, there are bigger things than basketball. When he wins, he's the greatest thing of all time. However, Mazzulla doesn't do the LeBron. When he loses, everything's okay. Like, I truly think you're right. He might catch a murder rap, like if the Celtics underachieve this year, like or like some type of assault. You might have that in his history. Go look it up for yourselves. So
Don't go soft on him, you
there's
baby.
a
Unbelievable.
little Kyrie going on there. Not here though. Not when he talks about Tatum. The interview asked him, "It seems to me that Jason Tatum has to deal with unfair criticism." Before the interviewer could finish his sentence, Joe chimed in. He said, "Gets to deal with, bitch." I added that. Gets to deal with, bitch. The interviewer
Would you
said,
add the gets to deal?
"Gets to deal with, bitch." The interviewer said, "Yeah?" Question mark. Scared for his life, of course. Joe's response: "He gets to deal with it, motherfucker." It's the ultimate compliment. You know, it's what we talked about. Like, this is what you asked for. You asked to be the best player in the NBA on the best team in the NBA with an opportunity, to be an icon for the league for a long, long time. This is what you asked for. You get to deal with that press with Jason Tatum. And I'm making fun of him for that. But Bob, you even have to agree with this. As a high lottery pick, always the best player, biggest player, fastest, most athletic, Jason Tatum's been the best player on his team probably his entire life. Very quickly, that type of dookie could have went the other direction in the NBA. He needs a guy like Joe Mazzulla, who is goofy and spiritual enough to land that side of the ball, but also tough enough to say, "Look, stop bitching about dealing with the media. You asked for this, man. You wanted to be the face of the league. This is what comes with it. All the scrutiny and all the praise. So suck it up, Buttercup."
Yep. I agree that he has the players' ears right now, and they're listening to him 100%. He deserves the credit for that because that's true.
Last one here. He said, talking about the team. Team isn't great. This team, 24-25 Celtics, we're not a great team. It's not there yet. He told reporters ahead of the season. Do we have potential? Yes. The key word is yet. It's very important. Do we have great talent? Yes. Do we have great players? Yes. Do we have a great foundation? Yes. This 24-25 season, is it great yet? No, because we haven't been in a game yet. It just takes time, and every season is different. Who does that sound like? Spoiler, Belichick. Assuming that you're going to do what you had in the past doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to work now. You have to stay open-minded to something different. It's a new season. Every season is different. Welcome to the Boston Celtics Belichickian era under Psycho Joe.
I like it because you know why? It's fun to watch. It's like a car crash. It's like going to the Daytona 500.
That blows.
Yeah, well, I like it.
The basketball does blow. 61 attempts in the first game, including tying the all-time NBA record for made threes at 29 with 9 minutes to go in the game. They substituted their backups in, who went on to miss 13 three-pointers in a row.
Bum.
And they got booed for it. This is why Boston is incredible. They blow out their number one competition in the East by 30 fucking points, shoot the lights out, 78% from behind the three, and they booed the scrubs for not getting the record.
Goddamn right. Goddamn right we
It
did.
was all Hauser and Pritchard's fault.
You're totally right. I mean, they're not ready for prime time.
Jordan
clearly.
Walsh airballed the shot, I believe. He airballed a three-pointer.
God.
And it's like, goddamn.
I mean, Tillman shot 13 in a row they missed at the end of that game.
Did you hear who told them to stop shooting threes?
I did. Go on.
It wasn't fucking Joe Mazzulla. It was Al Horford. He said, "All right, boys, enough. Just run out the clock."
And good on him, too, because that was
Hell yeah. That was embarrassing.
It was embarrassing,
It was
but
bad.
they saved it with not shooting that last shot and taking the turnover with the 35 seconds. They saved it. If they just bricked another one, it took away from the night a little bit anyway, watching those scrubs brick and brick and brick and brick. The whole stadium's ready to erupt with 30 made three-pointers. And then they finally were like, it's all right. We don't need it. Take it. Take the fucking ball.
Yeah, we don't want it. It's fine. We'll do it again some other night.
But it was Al Horford's call, not Joey Maz. So win for Bobby there.
Yep. Thank you.
We are real late on this. Let's talk about Jaylen Brown, though, okay? We can't do Tatum without Brown. I think that's in their contracts now. Jaylen Brown is playing angry. He is yoked and stoked, playing pissed. I wrote a blog on silverminesports.com today about the Celtics and these top five a little bit more in depth, and the motivation of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, and what's how big it's been made by the media. Jaylen Brown went on to say in the Stephen A. Smith interview that we can talk about for a second that Tatum is pissed. And he, in that interview with Stephen A. Smith, he kind of reiterated the things that clearly he was pissed about, including the Olympic snub and among other things. I don't know how long that's going to last. Those things, that's a hard thing to hold on to for 82 games. And I don't even know if it impacted them in this game one for Tatum anyway. Jaylen Brown is on a mission. He's shrugging Jalen Brunson off, fucking looking at him on the floor, yoked out of his goddamn mind, playing with as much confidence as possible, holding all the hardware from last year. Who called him the best player? Someone just called him the best player in the league. A bona fide superstar in the league in the NBA called Jaylen Brown the best player in. Giannis Antetokounmpo called Jaylen Brown the best player in the NBA. So
recruiting already. Giannis is already recruiting. That's what that is. I
Good
got Damian
call.
Lillard here. It doesn't fucking. He's not doing shit for me. I need Jaylen Brown. Jaylen,
I
you're
like
the best
that,
player.
Ray.
Yeah.
I like that, right? As we are late, can we just hear that clip from the Stephen A. Smith interview, and then I'll get your thoughts on Jaylen Brown.
Somebody that plays in the league, that plays with this man as a teammate all of these years, what was that like? And could you fathom any explanation how you, as any coach, can look at a guy like Jason Tatum and say, beforehand, I don't know if I'm going to be able to find minutes for you in a 40-minute contest?
No, for sure. I'm biased when answering this, by the way, totally.
Sure.
But Jason, I think he handled it extremely well. That just says a lot about JT's character. But I know he was pissed. No, for sure. I remember texting him and being like, I'm mad for you. Like, I know what
I was mad
get it.
for him.
Like JT, I know how he carries himself and how, you know what I mean? So I know like that feeling. But I thought he handled it well. I thought he handled it with class.
Somebody that played.
Very serious.
Very serious. He's a very serious man, Bobby. Any thoughts on Jaylen Brown and the motivation that he's got going on?
I thought Jaylen Brown was actually 100% bought into Missoula ball. I think a lot of times last year it seemed like he was fighting it, kind of off doing his own thing. He was really playing in the flow of it. I thought he was. It really seems like he's really kind of bought into the team right now, and he's not just kind of like freelancing like it feels like.
From a basketball standpoint, I saw him drive and create more than in one game than I've maybe ever seen him do.
Do you know what I thought was very weird on the first game? I've always noticed this about the Boston Celtics. They always give Jaylen Brown the ball first. He always has to find his shot. He always has to get in rhythm. Tuesday night, it wasn't like that. They were like, fuck this. We're just going to go out there and just dominate. Whoever's hot, whoever has the ball, do it. Just dominate and take over. Then tonight, I was watching the Wizards game before we started recording, and it was right back to getting Jaylen Brown motivated, getting him into the groove of things. Like, he was taking all the first shots and all that shit. So I think the first game was just like, let's just go show the world that we are the world champions, and we're going to just ball out.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if there are adjustments. Missoula's talked about you're either getting better or you're getting worse. So they are doubling down on Missoula ball. They're going to shoot more threes. Derek White is supposed to shoot more threes. I see you smirking, Bobby. Go ahead.
You're either first or you're last.
I'll take a Ricky Bobby attitude. It's better than Jerod Mayo. Anything's better than goddamn Jerod Mayo.
Yeah, yes, anything.
So there you go. If you want to see the rest of the top five, again, go to simplemindsports.com for the blogs. Real quick here, Ray, I see a couple comments there. One from Handsome Wayne, specifically around
827.
Yeah. Let's just see if we can answer this real quick. Handsome Wayne says, so do you think LeBron got pegged by Diddy or what? Conclusively, yes. Ain't no party like a Diddy party.
There's a thing that came out today that I saw on the TikTok. Basically, there's an unnamed athlete that was caught getting pegged or getting fucked on a couch, but they're not releasing the name, but it was a party that LeBron was at. So Diddy definitely got his butthole.
Diddy going Diddy. We'll get back to the Lakers.
Did he touch your butt?
Did he touch your butt? Well, we got a little Lakers talk, a little bit in further on in the program. Before that, let's throw it over to headlines with the obvious one.
Thanks, Rich. we said, the Celtics hung banner 18, then hung up an NBA record-tying 29 three-pointers on the New York Knicks. Celtics win 132-109. Oh, you can unmute yourself, apparently. Tatum led all scorers with 37 points. Next up, the Washington Wizards as we record. And score update, Celtics up 71-59. Checking in on the quest for the butthole tattoo, the Bruins are currently on a 2-game losing streak, and my butthole feels great. No clenching here whatsoever. They take on the Dallas.
Butthole feels
Damn it,
great.
he can unmute himself again. And the Dallas Stars, as we record, score update 4-2 Dallas. Speaking of sucky teams, the Patriots traveled to jolly old England and got stomped by the Jacksonville Jaguars 32-16. The Patriots are officially the worst team in the NFL. Nice job, Robert. And finally, the World Series begins Friday night as the LA Dodgers take on the New York Yankees, and Rob Manfred must have a huge erection for this matchup. This has been Headlines with the Obvious One.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. God have mercy on your soul.
Oh, you still muted.
Perhaps, speaking of, was I muted? Oh,
Yeah,
when
sorry.
I called it, I'm not going to repeat it. I made a compliment to you, Raymond, and it's in my contract.
Damn it!
Twice.
Damn it!
Yeah, I had a real nice thing to say.
Hmm.
I never hear it.
That's fine.
Patrick, speaking of SimpleMindSports.com, a blog was written-ish by Chief Bobby talking about Jerod Mayo, titled "Jerod Mayo's Full of Shit." So go
Great
check
blog.
that out, SimpleMindSports.com.
A lot of
Check out
people on the
blog there.
Facebook got very upset about it.
Did they? Fuck them.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
right. I'm fucking right about that. Okay. And I put it out before everybody else said it later that day.
The internet is not happy about that. But
There's so many.
surprisingly-
Can I just stop? There's a lot of bobos. There's a lot of bobos that if you speak anything negative about the New England Patriots, they get so fucking butthurt and they say, "Well, why'd you go cheer for another team?" Or, I'm a Patriots fan till I die. All right, we're all Patriots fans. But if you see that how bad this organization is being run right now, or for the past 4 years, like, you just got to wake up and say, all right, this team is playing like asshole. You are allowed to badmouth an organization if they're playing like shit and their coach is a dumb fucking twat that doesn't know what he's fucking doing out there. So just fucking deal with it, fuckers. Sorry. It angered me all week.
I love an angry bot pod rant. You get fuckers and dumb fucking twat all in one sentence, one run-on sentence from the grammar guru.
There's a comment there because I had to take a pause because I'm fat.
That's how the grammar guru uses commas when he has to pause.
Yep.
And
that's how you know you got to go to comment or period.
before the massive weight loss gallbladder removal, there was a fucking shit ton of commas because boy was heaving and wheezing through sentences.
Yep.
Now less so. Speaking of heaving and weaving, I said it was soft down there. Jerod Mayo, we know he called his players soft. That's all we heard all week. It was like a reincarnation, a reperformance of Ray in the 8th grade. Soft. But coming out of Patriots since then, yeah, it's been soft on the repercussions as well. The whole thing is soft down there. Listen to these guys talk about Jerod Mayo calling them professional NFL football players soft. What did they have to say?
Never really been called soft by a coach. I feel like it was kind of a shot at the whole team, not an individual in perspective. I know tired of being 1-6, coming in saying the same stuff every week, so I kind of understand where he coming from.
Me, it don't really bother me. Like, it's all about what we put on tape. There are plays where a lot of us were playing soft, me included. Since all of us have been in, like, middle school, we've all had coaches that said a lot worse. So, like, that's not really that big of a deal for me.
It's got to challenge you. You never want that to be your identity at all. So I think that's a big challenge for all of us.
I don't really think anybody took it any type of way. Honestly, I don't think anybody ever heard what he said. And even if they did, they're on to what can we do to play better.
Bobby, if Jerod Mayo's full of shit, these guys haven't found out yet, apparently. Or they're still molded in the Bill Belichick mindscape that they can't fucking speak anything in front of the mic.
It just seems like they don't give a shit. Like they don't seem angry. They don't seem anything. They just want to get the season over. It feels like they seem like they couldn't be any more bothered by what was going on. And I don't know what Hunter Henry was smirking about, but it seems like he just couldn't wait to get back to some degenerate text group.
Yeah,
well, that usually is my point of like happiness in life, right there. This is just getting back to the text chain.
sitting by ourselves in a corner with our pants off, texting funny memes back and forth, drunk to our friends.
That's life, man. That's life.
2024, baby.
Yeah.
Just some quick notes. Barmore had his incident with the police last week or a week or so ago. He has since apologized to the cops in a very good,
well put apology.
Yeah, because his mother's gonna beat the shit out of him because she's a cop apparently. So yeah, of course you don't disrespect a police officer when your mom's a cop.
Hey, listen, good football players have good mamas. Christian Barmore, he's off the shit list. Jalen Polk on the shit list under, quote, concussion protocol, quote. I would not expect to see him on the field. Ramondre Stevenson also limited with a ankle, quote, illness. So we'll see what's going on with him. The other news piece that came out this week regarding around Jerod Mayo, who's full of shit. Who's fumbling with their mic?
My mic's on camera. My mic is on camera.
You were typing. Goddamn. Yeah, stop that. Last year, Jerod Mayo reportedly was missing team meetings because he was in meetings with Robert Kraft, which did not go well with Bill Belichick, obviously, and a number of people in the building. And if you remember last year when things were spiraling out of control, Bill Belichick firings were rumbling. There were reports that half the building was in on Mayo and kind of half the building was not in on Mayo. And Ray, you said this last week. You kind of hope the whole thing just falls apart or somebody gets traded so we can hear all the tea as the kids pull all that tea. Yeah. The worst teams get, the more tea you get. So this shit is going to continue to happen if they continue to lose. This is just the beginning of it. Jerod Mayo, they basically quit him last season. Jerod Mayo is already looking forward, missing team meetings on defense so he could talk to Kraft about what they're going to do with Elliott Wolf and completely not doing anything fucking remotely close to productive on the roster this year. So there you go.
He's also blaming Covington now. He said Covington has full control of the defense. You know, even though it's my game script, it's Covington.
What is this asshole doing? I don't see him blocking on the sideline. He clearly has no business
pointing, man. It's finger pointing. I love it. What?
Normally, the way these sort of things work, the coach calls the team soft. Either the whole thing falls apart completely, or there's a response. Right? The next team, they come out and kick the shit out of the next team. Do those players look like they're motivated that we just heard from? No, they don't give a fuck. There's going to be no response.
No, they look like they're saying the right thing for their next contract is what they look like.
Yeah,
they're going to get news. Oh, thank you for reminding me of the bonuses, Ray, which you didn't remind me of. I reminded myself. Phil Perry has reported that there's a high chance Elliott Wolf and Jerod Mayo are back next year. So I'll talk about getting fired. A little bit of water on that. What was the other one? Oh, they had a team meeting on Thursday, this morning that went very well.
Yeah. What did they talk about?
Everyone has to work harder. Everyone has to be better. Everyone has to just work harder and be better. That was
that's all it's going to take to win fucking in the game in the NFL now, dude.
Meeting. We don't have time to do this now.
Who led the meeting though?
I don't know. Probably
Jacoby Brissett.
If you have time to go listen or read to Greg Bedard, any spots that he's done, anything he's written about the defense, specifically the run defense, there's certainly a personnel problem, but he ethers the fucking coaching on that team.
It's terrible, man.
His spot on Tugger Mass was his first 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Bobby, you brought that to our attention.
Yep.
Go listen to that. He destroys them and gives you details on how bad they are on defense, coaching specific.
He does a great job of kind of laying it out in layman's terms too.
Yeah. Okay. Let's finish the pass script segment with what Bill Belichick, that is, thinks of Jerod Mayo calling his players soft.
Hey, Coach, have you ever had a soft team? You know, look, I think when you criticize your team publicly like that, it doesn't always go over well. Not every coach has their own style, and maybe sometimes that can be effective and all, but ultimately, I always felt like when the team played bad, that was my responsibility too. I mean, we might have had bad playing, but we had bad coaching that led to bad playing. So I think it's always best to kind of, take a look at yourself and do what you can do to help the team. And then, if you have constructive criticism as a coach, that's your job. But I don't know. Last year the Patriots led the league in rushing defense yards per carry, number 1 in the league. This year they're 26th or whatever it is. It's the same players. I don't think that those players on defense are soft, but they haven't stopped the run very well this year.
Dick Mayo, I was top 5 last year, you son of a bitch.
This fucking asshole. That was the couch version. Him on was it McAfee?
McAfee.
Oh yeah.
He went even harder on that. Everyone's probably heard the clips by now. None of it is necessarily untrue. I will just say, and we've talked about this before in the program, I've written about it on the website, that defense last year and the year before benefited from Bill Belichick playing the let's not get our asses blown off by 30 points from the offensive side of the ball and just managing the game that way. Jerod Mayo and AVP don't have the luxury to do it. They probably also don't have the skill set to do it. So Bill Belichick's defense was certainly inflated the last couple of years because of that, but there's no fucking chance in hell a Bill Belichick run defense would allow a team to run as ripsaw over them as they've done before, unless it was intentional. Like we've seen them let the Colts do that before with Peyton Manning, right? Like let the run be,
because you want to take away their best weapon.
You can make a choice for
yeah. This is not the case here. So Belichick firing his shots. I don't blame him. It's rock bottom here in New England. Okay, let's do. I'm sorry, we've got a comment from Handsome Wayne, superfan Handsome Wayne. Bill's dragging his nuts on Mayo. The fact that we've gone 7 weeks with only minimal Mayo puns, and that one being just let's be better. If you're going to talk about dragging nuts through Mayo on Mayo, there's a mayonnaise joke in there somewhere. Can we get a little mayonnaise, mustard, fucking ketchup type of thing? Some cheeky, as Bobby would call it, cheeky joke in there, please.
Get some cheeky stuff here.
Let's get some cheeky mayo. Let's get some cheeky mayo in there. That's what your mother calls it on Tuesday, right? Cheeky mayo. Quick break. 10 questions from the NFL right after this.
Diabetes.
Thank you, Wilford. Diabetes. Diabetes. Diabetes.
Diabetes. Diabetes. Diabetes. Diabetes. Diabetes.
Diabetes. Diabetes. Diabetes. Diabetes. Diabetes.
Diabetes. Diabetes. Diabetes.
Diabetes.
Diabetes. Diabetes. Diabetes. Diabetes.
Thank you, Ray. That was a beautiful PSA from your home records, from you and your family. 10 questions from around the NFL and beyond. Bobby, lightning round. Fire it off. Let's go.
Watson tore his Achilles Sunday. Will he ever play for the Browns again?
Raymond?
Yeah, because he has to, because that money is just too much.
Oh, I knew you were going to go fucking contract. It's not the contract. Nobody wants him. He sucks. He probably will play. He might be out next year. Achilles, they might just.
Well, he's not play next year.
I would say no.
They cut bait. They'll have to eat the money next year, but then they'll cut it from there. I don't think you'll ever see him in a uniform again.
Yeah, they'll weasel their way out of the money somewhere.
Should the Pats keep tabs on Vrabel?
Yes. Absolutely.
You're gonna look if Mayo gets fired this year, like that's the first step. Convincing somebody to come here and coach this team in this organization.
Yeah,
that's not an easy task. And if you fire Mayo, you better fire Wolf. So you're starting from scratch
again.
Yeah, Vrabel, you better keep Vrabel on your tabs and speed dial and sending him fucking nice roses and chocolate covered strawberries or whatever the hell he likes.
He'd be an actual viable candidate that could possibly land. Did the Mayans and Aztecs get it right? Should human sacrifice be on the table with athletic competition?
Well, Diddy and those folks are still doing that. So,
because don't they do that out in California with the owl thing? Like, isn't there a big conspiracy thing with the owls where they?
That's I forget what that's called, Bohemian Grove or whatever. They fake it.
Yes.
Don't actually do. We haven't had a spirit in a long time because Bobby's a slacking.
Yeah, he's being a real piece of shit.
Government gives him all of his shit, and then he fucking cries about it taking his land. So we haven't had one of the spirit walks of truth in a long time. Maybe we'll get one of those. That Grove thing, they fake the sacrifices.
So no one sacrificed, but they just would do a whole person laying there and they
how much better would an MLB playoff game be if each team had to put up a brother?
Yes, of course. If things went back to Roman gladiator days, it would be much more entertaining. However, our lives would be significantly worse. So I'm just going to go with drink sad beers on the couch.
Okay, I'm gonna go with human sacrifice. Can someone please explain to me why the Bruins would pay this guy $8 million and then put that other bum in who completely sucks?
Look at this fucking guy trying to talk hockey.
They just stand there. It's like giving a first baseman a night off.
Bobby
Why
Bruins over here.
Why do hockey goalies need nights off? I don't get it.
And that's why I put my butthole on the line, because I knew that he wouldn't be able to do it. So that's why.
You put your butthole in the line because you're a company man, Ray, and I respect it. You had no fucking knowledge of hockey, like intellect whatsoever.
I'm the most French Canadian guy here.
Bruins you are the only French Canadian guy here, and unless Bobby's got he's got a little bit of cunt in that face, so maybe.
I bet you one of my ancestors fucked one of his ancestors.
But did they plant the seed? I don't know. Bruins are bad right now. We don't know. Shouldn't have paid that. Shouldn't have paid Swayman the money, and should have brought up Boosie. Give me a hot Boosie. You guys can look that up later. Who that is?
That's what I call Bobby's mom's ass.
Yeah, lap. No, that's bad.
Should we adopt a new NFL team for the season since the Pats blow?
No, I hate that idea. We tried it once. We did the loser team draft, and I had to vote for Buffalo or Toronto or whatever. It stunk.
You do it Buffalo, yeah.
Doesn't work. You know why? Because we're actual fans. Tell those Facebook morons we are actual fans. It actually is in our blood. Like goddamn Bobby and the Cherokee, Chief Bobby. It's in our goddamn blood. We can't. These colors don't run, bitch. Okay, I'm not rooting for the fucking Chargers, or whatever. No.
All right. Tua wants to play. Is it a bad idea?
No, he's a dumb.
Dumbest motherfucker on the panel. Please.
He can't retire. He can't quit because he won't get paid. So he's smart. He's the smartest man on this panel.
Better question: should Ray wear a Guardian cap constantly, all day, every day?
Yes. Yes.
He probably should. Eagles run Saquon for 176. Is that divisional spite at its finest?
No, because he sat. He could have had the record, but he didn't want to. He could have had his personal best, but he didn't want to, so he sat. He's a gentleman.
Yeah, it's suctitude at its finest, competing with the Patriots. Giants just blow.
Never mind. The Eagles are pussies. Is Bill Belichick playing the opposite game with Jerod Mayo?
Oh, absolutely.
It's fantastic. It doesn't matter.
I'm here for it.
Says Bill Belichick will say the opposite.
The guy that hated the media the most is now on the media, like just telling you how bad Jerod Mayo is.
He's
awesome.
starting to enjoy it.
He's ripping everybody. He ripped the Giants GM. He's ripping the Jags. He's ripping everybody. It's not necessarily the opposite game because Jerod Mayo is wrong at everything, so he's just telling the truth.
Yeah,
so it's hard to tell if it's the opposite game or not.
Should plumbers have desks?
No.
Oh, this is obvious.
Bitch.
Inside joke. Ray sent us something about having a desk. Ray's a plumber, and he said he had a desk, and then he sent us some screenshots.
No, I'll tell you the whole thing. I
internet.
was clenching my butt cheeks because I thought I was going to shit my pants. I couldn't move, and I was like, "Oh shit, I'm at my desk. I can't move right now because if I move, like, have you ever had to shit so bad that you're just frozen? Like you're."
No, I'm not a child.
All right, fair enough.
Brandon Ayuk done for the season. Does that put the 49ers finally done?
They were done before it. They gotta start over. I don't know if I'd fire Kyle Shanahan. He's still a top coach in the NFL. There's not a lot of them.
Oh, it's not his fault. No, it's not his fault. There's a lot of injuries. Christian McCaffrey's hurt. Debo Samuels is now
He's overrated.
Hurt. Brandon Ayuk's hurt. I mean, that defense.
It's Shanahan's fault. Sorry to interrupt you, Ray, but it's because we're running late. We gotta go. It's Shanahan's fault only in the fact that he will not bring in a bona fide quarterback. If they've just spent the money on Tom Brady the year they went to Tampa, they'd have a Super Bowl ring. He refuses to do it, and injuries are a big part of that. But at some point the message runs dry. So they were done before Ayuk, but there's certainly, I don't know. The NFC is wide open. Who knows? I don't. Anything could happen. Obviously, it's the NFL, but on paper, I'd say they're done.
Agreed.
And
That's it.
Okay. We've got some other stuff here. We're a little bit late. I'll give you this is a bonus section from the 10 questions. This is the 11th question, and I'll let Ray pick. You want to talk MLB as we go into the World Series? Do you want to talk the WNBA, who are a bunch of idiots, or some NBA scraps that we have on the table?
WNBA.
Okay, fair. WNBA doesn't fucking get it. And if anyone was unaware, their championship just ended a day ago. If anyone was really unaware, they
hold on. Wait. Bobby, who won the WNBA championship?
I have no clue.
The New York Liberty. The Minnesota coach, the Lynx coach, the Lynx played the Liberty. Liberty won in 5 games. They have a 5-game series in their finals. So there you go. They also only have 13 teams in the league, which I've been paying attention to WA in a little bit, and I didn't know they only had 13 teams in the league, and they wonder why they don't fucking make money. I don't know why this bugged me so much. People are gonna call me misogynistic or chauvinistic or whatever else. It's not that. It's just you don't fucking get it. You didn't get it with the Caitlin Clark thing when she came into the league. Everyone hated her. They did the hazing thing where they beat the shit out of her every game, and then finally came around like, oh, she's actually good, really good. They kept her off the Olympic team because she didn't earn it. They just don't understand. Like, you need marketing. You need to be popular to advance your game. This revolves around the money conversation. We have Angel Reese talking about not getting paid enough. She has a $74,000 salary because stop it, Handsome Wayne. It's not because they're women. Totally. It aggravated me. Let me start over. Coach Cheryl Reeve, who's been the coach of the Minnesota Lynx for 15 years, has 4 championships in that league, lost. Here's her quote. This is the whole quote. This is from the whole thing was about refereeing. She blamed losing on the refs, calling it was bullshit. They stole that shit from us. We shouldn't have to overcome so much adversity on the reffing. They blamed losing the championship on the refs. If that's not as bush league as you can get, I don't know what is. If any professional men's athlete or coach came out and said what she said, he'd be ethered, like destroyed. It was crazy to me that that people are even debating whether this was right or wrong. Let me just read this to you because it's amazing. She was bitching about it after game 5 for losing. The other coach was bitching about it throughout the whole series. They were bitching about it the whole goddamn series. And then the loser bitches the most. Let me just read this for a second. Get this off my chest.
Newsflash, a bunch of women were complaining.
We know we could have done things right, but you shouldn't have to overcome to this extent. This shit ain't hard. Officiating is not hard. Actually, officiating is kind of hard in real time.
Now we're mansplaining.
Beyond the point. When someone is being held, be consistent. If you don't want to call holding on one end, don't call it on the other. Be consistent. Every team is asking for that. It just doesn't feel right that you lose a series with that level of discrepancy. We don't have a team that whines and complains and all that stuff. Sometimes it probably hurts us, but when you have a star player like Fee, I don't get it. I don't know why she can get held and go to the basket and hit blah, 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 blah. It's tough to swallow. There were 21. This is not her talking. These are the stats. There were 21 fouls called in the Lynx and 17 fouls called in the Liberty in game 5. New York held the advantage 25-8 in free throw attempts. Criticism from the head coaches became a theme of tightly contested finals, which saw 2 games go to overtime, 3 decided by 3 points or fewer. And following the Minnesota game 3 loss, Stewart shot 10 free throws and Collier had 4. Reeves said the game is called differently, so she was bitching in game 3 as well for 2-star players. In game 4, in Minnesota's victory, so in game 3, Minnesota lost. The coach bitched, said that the game is called differently. In game 4, the Minnesota won. The other coach, the coach of New York, the coach leading the Liberty, Coach Sandy Brundello, sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly, said New York, quote, got no calls and the refs need to be fair. When Brundello was asked about game 5, so now this is the New York coach talking about winning game 5 to win the championship, the same game that the Minnesota coach is making headlines for how bad she bitched about it. Here's what the New York coach said. In game 5 performance in the wake of Reeves' stolen from us comment, New York head coach seemed to be jokingly saying, I thought they were pretty fair. So you just have 2 coaches bitching the whole time about this goddamn fucking, and they don't understand. Like, no one gives a shit. They don't get it. It drives me fucking crazy. And then they throw it in her face and want us to watch it and want us to like it. It's like, you want me to accept this coach bitching about refs and losing the finals? That's not why we watch sports. You got to be fucking kidding me. And then your players are constantly bitching about the money when you lose $10 million year after year after year after year. They're going to lose $50 million this year. And Angel Reese is talking about her salary. Just play the clip. because I see a lot of people talking about this clip, but probably have never even seen it, about Angel Reese talking about or WNBA salary not being able to afford her bills. Play this clip, please.
He ain't pays them bills, baby. I just hope y'all know the WNBA don't pay my bills at all. I don't even think that pays one of my bills. Literally. I'm trying to think of like my rent for where I stay at. I'm gonna do the math real quick.
It might cover that. Yeah,
It
definitely covers that.
What is my, I don't even know my salary. 74? Okay. I don't even know my salary. Does it? Let me see. You don't even. Yo! I'm living beyond my means. It's like. No, my rent is more than that. It's 8,000. I'm living beyond my means. Like y'all think. Babe, if y'all thought. It's like, I don't even know my salary for WNBA. That thing. Do that even pay my car note?
Yeah, I think it pays your car note.
Yeah, I ain't doing it that thing.
Can you play the clip about we're all dumber again?
Look, the only person that gets us in the segment is Angel Reese. She's made a $1.8 million in endorsements because she knows the WNBA can't pay her $8,000 monthly rent bill. $8,000. Okay, so that whole thing just obviously is ludicrous, but she knows what she's doing. She's getting clicks, baby. She's getting clicks.
Clickbait, babe, Bobby, that's clickbait right there.
That's clickbait. And that's going to get her some money. That's going to get her some endorsement money. This girl knows exactly what she's doing. I'm sorry that the initial salary for the number 7 overall pick in the WNBA draft is $74,000 and the top salary is $250,000. But when your organization loses $50 million a year, I don't. How do they not do the math? I just don't get how they do the math.
Math ain't mathing.
I don't understand quite why it aggravates me as much as it does. Probably because no one's talking about it like in this fashion. And maybe I'm just being an asshole. But look, I'm rooting for the WNBA. I hope it does great. If people want to watch it and they want to do well, go for it. Go for it. They made $200 million this year. That was a 700% increase from the year before. It went from 60 to 200 million. They're getting influxes through TV deals. They're still owned 60% by the NBA, who funnels fucking money into that league. So they're still viable. They've got a massive popularity increase with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. So hopefully it goes in the right direction. And I got 2 daughters. Hopefully the girls basketball, they got their 14th team coming in 2 years. They're going up, baby. They're rising up. Just shut the fuck up about the goddamn salaries and look at the goddamn math. All right? Jesus. I don't fuck. Someone do the math. What was Bill Russell making in the 60s and those guys? Compared to now, like before the NBA hit off, probably more because they are
more than 74,000. Yeah. Next
life isn't fair. People hate women. I get that. I don't. I'm just saying it aggravates me when a coach bitches about refereeing. Like rule number 1 in sports: don't blame your loss on the refs. And then you have your star players out like, no shit, you're not making money. The league loses money. Drives me fucking crazy. Anyway, I don't know why.
I'm really mad right now. How about I have a nice little game that'll calm you down. Would you like to play it?
No, we're going to play Would You Rather after this.
Fine, Raymond.
Okay.
Suck it, Vine. Suck it, because Rich is very upset. So we're going to play a little game of Would You Rather. Let's begin. Would you rather eat pasta with a steak knife or steak with a spoon?
Oh, pasta steak knife.
What cut is the steak?
We're going to go ribeye.
Give me the ribeye.
So you're going to eat a ribeye with a spoon.
Yeah. I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to mash it down with the other side.
Very good.
You're taking that because you'd rather eat ribeye than pasta?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
fucking
good call.
loser, dude. That's stupid.
Pasta is overrated.
Yeah, pasta is fairly overrated. I was more in the logical what would be easier. But yeah, I'd rather eat steak.
Yeah. All right. Would you rather switch lives with the teacher you hated the most or the kid you picked on the most?
Who did we pick on the most so I can be accurate here?
Apquitz. Go Apquitz.
I definitely don't want to be fucking out. So whatever
So you're gonna be Nardone, just going back to your apartment, fucking throwing your.
I just coattailed on those jokes. I never.
So who's the teacher you hated the most?
I don't remember. I'd have to think about that.
Miss Koch.
I never really had a problem with her either. I don't. Well, the answer is teacher for sure. Because
really.
Yeah.
What a depressed life some of those people have, though.
No, teachers are fine. They're fine.
No, they're fine, but the ones that we were probably mean to
What do
the
you
most.
think? The losers we were dumping on went on to fucking be brilliant and like love it, like flying their G5s across the Atlantic.
Yeah, look at that.
Nah, fucking give me Koch and his fucking Honda Accord. So in like a simple New Hampshire life, that's fine.
Bobby, teacher, you go teacher.
Yeah, I'll go teacher. Yeah.
All right. Would you rather, when walking, have to roller skate or wear your shoes on the opposite feet?
Give me the shoe on the opposite foot.
Yeah, shoes. Roller skating, seriously, obviously comes with other things, like Diddy stuff, and I don't want to do that.
What? All right.
You never heard the rollerblade joke, Ray?
No.
Oh, God damn it.
I'm ready whenever you are.
No.
All right. After hours? This is after. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Stick around for the cold open after show.
Would you rather?
We're going to tell a rollerblade joke. We're going to tell a homophobic rollerblade joke.
Would you rather, after every bowel movement, wipe back to front or have to take a shower to clean yourself?
Back to front.
Okay.
I wipe back to front occasionally.
Of course you do. Of course you do.
Shitty balls, fine.
Chief Bobby, shitty balls.
Would you rather use a time machine to go 20 years in the past or 20 years?
Hold on. Don't just fucking walk past that. What are you, nuts?
Why? Why do you wipe back to front?
Spirit walk of truth with Chief Shitty Balls.
I don't have very messy poos. It's just very easy to get it off.
Oh yeah, we forget you fucking shit like a bunny rabbit.
No.
Yeah, he's got little shrunken fucking almond nuts too. It doesn't even touch him. Whoops right through.
Oh, shit. All right.
If Ray walked, Ray doesn't have the option. He has to take his other hand and hold his balls out of the way.
Yeah, I got big balls.
Either way, you got to do it. Throws him over his shoulder. All right.
Would you rather use a time machine to go 20 years in the past or 20 years in the future, knowing that you could change one thing and one thing only?
Well, the only
Can I go back farther than 20 years?
Yeah.
All right, good. Then I'll go back 20 years and
I go back 20 years and get an erection. That's what I'd do.
Oh, that's nice, right?
Well, that's similar to what I'm doing, but I'll go back in time.
How are you going to change things in the future?
You can change it.
What do you mean, fucking change it?
You can
change it. Change it moving forward into a future that I don't know now.
Yeah, tell your own self not to eat that cookie so you don't get the fucking leg chopped off.
In the future? That only works from the past, you dumb fuck. That's how time works. It's linear. What do you mean? You can't change things from the future.
Fucking no, man. That's my fucking thing. I was thinking of shit and I was fucking reading this stuff. I was just writing it down.
Oh, so these aren't even your questions. No, you always go backwards. You go backwards.
All right. Would you rather use nope. Where was the ex-girlfriend? Oh, would you rather go on vacation with your ex-girlfriend or go on vacation where you spend a week with your wife and family in a prison cell?
Wife and family. Easy.
Yeah.
I think so. Like her family or mine? Doesn't matter. I'd rather do that.
No, you'd have to go with your wife and kids in the small 10x10 jail cell for a week.
Oh, if I go on this, no, vacation.
Nice tropical island, but you have to go with your ex-girlfriend or you go with your family into a 10x10 jail cell.
That's fine. I can do that.
Which one?
Your mother.
Lastly, would you rather lose your sight or lose your hearing?
Sight. Ray Charles. Boop, 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 boop.
Hearing.
I'd go sight because I like to hear Rich's mother moan.
Okay.
Sibyl's Minds right after this.
Oh, back to school. back to school to prove to Dad that I'm not a fool.
I will say, I don't know if you can tell by looking at me, I do have family members with Down syndrome. It almost got me. I dodged it, but it nicked me. It nicked me. Bit of a day walker myself.
Are you stupid or something? I'm as stupid as stupid does.
Before we go any further, hold on. Please hold. Please hold. Because we have a comment that I need to throw up here. Handsome Wayne.
Handsome Wayne. I
go
work with someone who wipes back to front, and this has been a debate for years. Does Handsome Wayne? I don't think you work for the state mental institution.
He's one of the smartest people I've ever met.
He goes on. Handsome Wayne says, "What's fucked up? He's one of the smartest people I've ever met." Ray, super fan Handsome Wayne also runs in very small circles, so that's not saying a whole lot. Simplest minds of the week. Pizza right off the bat. Pizza with a side of cocaine. Here's the headline: German pizzeria rated over best-selling pizza order. Best-selling special order. This made me laugh. Police in Germany say that they have busted a restaurant that delivered cocaine with one order on its menu after a tip-off earlier this year. It had been one of the best-selling pizzas. No shit. A German pizzeria has been busted after allegedly delivering one of its best dishes to its customer side order of cocaine. Police said the restaurant in West Germany would provide the drug when customers asked for number 40 on the menu. It is not known how much the pizzeria charged for the special order. The criminal director, Michael Graf von Maltoki, said it's one of the best-selling pizzas. Again, no shit. The pizza police were first tipped off by food inspectors in March. When the drug squad officers began observing the restaurant, they buzzed the restaurant's manager's apartment. Then they proceeded to throw a bag of drugs out of the window, which fell right in the arms of another police officer, according to their police department.
Wait. I've heard this story before, but it was local. It was in Epping, New Hampshire. It was at a Burger King.
Crispy. However, I soon reopened the business and continued to sell the number 4 pizza. It gave investigators the opportunity to look into the supply chain. After several weeks, 150 officers busted an entire drug ring in West Germany, arresting 3 people, including 22-year-old suspect head of the operation. 22-year-old head of the operation. Good for him. And raided homes and businesses of 12 suspects. I like the fact that the report had and the police headlined the fact that it was the best-selling pizza twice. Like, no shit.
I mean, if you go to Burger King, that's the worst fries ever. So why would you ask for extra crispy? You can just go to McDonald's to get fries. See where I'm going with this?
I see where you're going with it. Yeah, just looking for that little extra bump. Or puff, depending if it's fries or pizza.
It's puff.
Fries or pizza. Last one, Florida man arrested for pooping on a possum in public. That says enough. Florida man, this is definitely one of those. Florida man was arrested this time for pooping on a dead possum on a street in Clearwater.
We could have stopped this. Hold on, before you go any further, we could have stopped this and you could have said, guess where this was from.
I could have. Yeah, I should have.
And I think our immediate answer would have been Florida.
Yeah. The police report obtained, the smoking gun described the scene of the crime in a graphic detail. According to the report, Florida man was observed defecating on a deceased possum with his pants lowered and high anal region exposed. What exactly is the high anal region? I'm not sure. That's where Bobby starts his wipe. Police actually witnessed 45-year-old Robert Wilcox while he was taking his dump on... This is in the report. Police witnessed 45-year-old Robert Wilcox, naming him. Oh, man.
Of course, his name was Robert.
Of course. While he was taking a dump on the dead marsupial. The report also stated that he did during rush hour traffic and in plain sight of everyone. After being detained and read his rights, Wilcox then denied ever pooping on the dead possum, even told the cop that he doesn't see straight. That was his defense. He doesn't see straight. The officer was forced to do some real investigative work to be sure his vision was correct. He went and observed the dead creature for himself. The report states, quote, physical evidence was viewed at the scene which corroborates the allegations alleged. He saw a pile of poo on the possum. It's a tough job, but somebody has to do it.
Being a cop in Florida is a tough job.
Handsome Wayne says the best that this was a personal poop attack.
Yeah. I don't get it. There you go. This was the Semi Sports Show. Friday Rewind. Thursday Live, October 24th. If you want to hang around for the Cold Open After Show, I guess we're going to be doing that. If not, then follow us on all your socials. Rate, subscribe, review, tell your friends, and always tell your mothers. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Do you think he actually pooped on the possum?
Yep.
I don't know if those stories are real.
Why would you think
they're all
pooped on
real.
a possum?
I think they're real every time. Or else the Florida man myths wouldn't exist.
They're probably real most of the time.
I think they're real 100% of the time.
I think he did a lot of methamphetamine and then he took a shit on that possum.
Agreed.
I don't get the personal joke. Like he had a personal vendetta against the possum, so he shit on it. He killed it and shit on it.
Yeah, maybe they fucking went through his trash one night and he was like, "Fuck this possum! I'm gonna shit on it when it dies."
Like
And
you
he
wouldn't
killed it and
normally
shit
just
on it.
take a shit on another being unless it was personal.
Well, I'm not sure if you heard Mr. Wilcox, but he can't see straight. So
That's his defense. Yeah, that's what I would say too if I got caught shitting on Ray's mother.
See, Wayne is coming through. He had a vendetta with the possum.
yeah, I get that. I mean, I've done a little bit of pooing in the name of vendettas and spite.
Does a certain family's last name start with a Z?
I don't do alphabets good. So your buddy can't drink, Rick?
No, he can't.
Because he pee-peed in his pants?
Yep.
Can't hold his liquor.
Can't hold his liquor.
All right.
He drank 37 Coors Lights by himself.
37?
And what time frame?
Probably from noon. We'll call it from noon to midnight.
It's a fair amount.
That's good. I mean, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't that he was just drunk. He just really had to piss. I mean, that's a lot of liquid in his body.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should have just slept in the tub.
I did that.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone poured mustard and ketchup and shit on me and then I woke up in Alex's I was naked in a bathtub and I didn't know what happened. And I said, "Excuse me, does anyone know where my clothes went?"
Did he touch your butt?
Nope. No one touched my butthole. Grant might have, but not did he.
Not aggressively, anyway. Or
No.
Not to the point where you felt the effects the next morning.
It was a long walk from Merrimack and where was it? Merrimack and Union Street down to fucking Elm to get my car. It was a long, sad walk.
You had to walk?
Yeah. No one wanted to get up. I woke up at like 6 a.m. with ketchup and mustard all over me. And I'm like, "Anyone want to bring me in my car?" And they're like, "No, I'm sleeping." I'm like, "Fuck." I walked.
With the ketchup and mustard.
No, I showered.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you were in a shower. Might as well.
Just lay down. Take a load off. Remember when I used to scale the walls of your apartment to get in?
Yes.
You guys would leave me?
You and Joe? Yeah. Those are the days, dude. Play fucking Guitar Hero.
We'd order
Wake
dominoes.
everyone up in our fucking apartment.
We'd have to beat them back and scale the walls and sneak in via the.
I loved it because Joe would buy dominoes. Like he wouldn't buy just like two pieces of like two boxes.
No, he'd
of
be like
pizza.
$100.
He would spend so much fucking money on pizza, and I'd be like, "Please, by all means."
He was never good with money.
Nope. Still probably isn't.
Bling bling.
Yeah.
Yep.
I give you a Nissan Murano.
I've been waiting for that payday. 16 years. Well, there you go. Because it was the 16 years. It was like
18. Oh well, since the injury, you're saying so maybe like
12.
Yeah,
10ish.
I remember the first day of 4th grade when they walked him in. They're like, "This is Joe. He had an injury over the summer."
What's wrong with his fans?
Yeah.
That got us a lot of drinks and a lot of conversations with pretty ladies in college. So
He did.
And we did a lot of lying revolving around that missing finger.
Yep. No,
Get it.
He certainly was able to have a discussion with women.
And that's what booze will do to you. 37 Coors Lights.
Yeah.
Either talk to women or piss the bed. Either or.
Ray, which ex-girlfriend were you going on a vacation with?
Lindsay.
Yeah.
And I
Lindsay.
would definitely choose.
Right. Yeah, that'd be Lindsay. Yeah.
I'd be choosing the jail cell for sure.
Oh, nice cover.
Thank you.
Okay, there you go. I gotta go take my medicine.
You gotta go take a shot.
I don't have any medicine. I also don't have beaties. You fucking asshole.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you need medicine?
You betrayed the circle of trust.
Fuck you! I did. You fucking brought up my medical history way before I brought up yours. You son of a
What
bitch.
medical history? You came on and said I have gallbladder. I don't have a gallbladder anymore.
And you said last week I could talk about your fucking diabetes.
I don't have diabetes.
You said last week. Bobby's my witness. Bobby, remember he's a Joe Mazzulla loving fucking douche.
Oh, I was making fun of it regardless. So yeah, no, I thought I did. I thought I had the best joke during the opening take.
I think you did. I think your
Well,
opening take was great.
you laugh at every one of your fucking jokes, Bobby. That's not surprising.
It's not my fault that they're funny.
Yeah, no. Keep it up, Chief Shitty Balls. They're hilarious. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.